Hey friends, welcome to Tower Gardening Made Easy, and I'm Sherry. If you're new here, thanks for coming by. Tap that button below and continue to grow our community. Well, as you can see, I have a whole tent of mushrooms that need to be harvested, and this is Get Shroomed Part 2. Hey, welcome back. So this top row right here is shiitakes that we submerged last week and then cold shocked them, and then I put them back in the tent. This is a new mushroom that I've never grown before, the Namo that I've been waiting on, and it finally fruited, and it's time to harvest. And then down here we've got some Reishi, which I've never grown before. This isn't a mushroom that you consume, it's more that you make tea, and I'll have to do a little more research on that. Again, this one was part of the North Shore subscription that I get. They send me 3 fruiting blocks per month. So now what I want to do is I want to take these into the other room, and we're going to go ahead and harvest them and put them into the paper bags. So come with me. Okay, so we're now in the big room, and I have all of the mushrooms out of the Martha tent and on our little table here. So I'm going to go ahead and sterilize my hands, get my gloves, and we're going to go ahead and start to take off each mushroom and put them into their individual paper bags, and then go ahead and bring them upstairs. But I'm very excited. This is a lot of food, and honestly, I was very surprised by the shiitakes, that they fruited so quickly. And after that submerge and the cold shocking in the fridge, I was really impressed. So let me get my gloves. All right. So again, can't be too careful when you're dealing with mushrooms in the fruiting blocks. You don't want to contaminate them with anything, so it's best to wear a rubber glove and a little bit of just the iso alcohol. So I'm just going to go ahead and give a little squirt. There you go. And then just rub until it dissolves. Got a little odor to it. Woo-hoo. All right, so that's dry. So we'll move that out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the big capped shiitakes, and the veils on these are really impressive. So I'm going to get my little bag and open her up. Now, this would be the second crop on the shiitakes, so I don't know if they'll do a third, but I think for this particular shiitake, I might just go ahead and soak it and then cold shock it again and put it back into the tent. This block I think might be done. There's really not a lot on here. Just a couple mushrooms. I mean, it might be worth a shot, but we'll see. But let's go ahead and do these guys first. They're huge. I don't think I've seen shiitakes that big, that are so big and beautiful, and they're perfect. They're perfectly round. They look like umbrellas. They're beautiful. Again, look how big that is. And underneath, it's just gorgeous. And I'm just pulling it right from the substrate. And again, I put them in here for the moisture, to keep the moisture out when you put them in the fridge. And I'm not going to wash these until I go ahead and cook with them. So this is a lot. Not as much as the first haul, for sure, but the size of these is very impressive. And the fact that they came up so fast. So we'll go ahead and just pull these. Look at this one. This is the biggest one. I mean, it looks like a jellyfish. It's huge. Absolutely huge. So I'm going to go ahead and spin this. A little double. Looks really good. All right. Okay, good. So a nice good yield off of that one. Now I will say that this is the second crop on this one, and I do see a little bit of mold, so I probably won't. And I'm going to bring this up close to the camera so you guys can see this. Once you start to see this, you can do a couple things. See how it's turned right there? You can spray it with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, and it might kill it. It may not, but there's so much on there that it might just be time to say goodbye, and that's okay. I had a lot of food coming off that, and none of the mushrooms were on that side. So we'll go ahead and just get rid of that. So let's go ahead and do the other shiitake so I can put them all in one bag. And this was a different company. I found this at the farmer's market. So I need to go reach back out to them. So this is the Norse 4 fruiting block. And we'll go ahead and take that off. And this block feels really, really dry. So it will probably be time to say goodbye. 2 good crops, I'm okay with that. And I still have mushrooms in the fridge. I still have some left. So that's a lot of shiitake. So we'll put that one there. And I'm gonna go ahead and just move these guys over here. And let's go ahead and do the Namo next. We'll save the reindeers for last. Okay. So we got a clean bag. Now, this is the first crop on these, so there was a little bit of mold. So I'm going to just go ahead and just clean here and sterilize because I want to do a second crop on these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull off a few of these. There's some side pitting that happened, and I'm just going to rip these off. I mean, those are gorgeous. When they first started, they were like this little button, and it was like a chocolate brown. It almost looked like candy. It was very impressive. And then they kind of bloomed out to more of a cap with a, like a modest stem. And it just is really pretty. Really pretty. I've never had these before, so I probably will saute some tonight just to see what they taste like. Now, I'm not really gonna waste my time on these little guys, but I will pull them off. And then I'm gonna try to get this one all in one. There we go. Just so you guys can see up close. Gorgeous, right? Look at that. It's really pretty. And they have this like little chocolate collar on them. It's just really, really pretty. And it's interesting. It seems like a lot, but when you saute these down, it's really not. I mean, like this bag is full to here. But that's probably one meal for about 2 to 3 people. So yeah. All right, so we're definitely gonna rewrap that guy. And these shiitakes, I can say, are honestly, they're done. So we'll get rid of those. Now, let's talk about Reishi. Reishi is definitely has some really great properties. If for dementia or any type of like memory loss, they say that you can make this into a tea. Now, I'm not sure how to do that yet, but I will research. But I've never grown this. And when this started to come up in the substrate yellow, I was like, what is this? And I just let it go. Like I was just very curious, and I'd seen pictures online and in some groups, and I was really impressed. So when it came up like this, and there's not a lot of them, but I was like, it's the first time I've done it. So I thought to myself, just try it, see what happens. And I don't know what it's going to taste like, but I'm definitely going to do a little research and find a recipe online and give it a whirl. So again, I've never broken these off. Okay, so they're kind of hard to take off the substrate. Wow. I mean, you really kind of have to pull them off. Almost like a stick. Wow. Very odd. They're tough. Like they don't want to come off. Maybe I'm supposed to cut them. Nah, just rip them, I guess. I mean, and it looks like a reindeer antler. And they're hard. They're hard. Very odd. So I don't know that I'll do a second crop on these because they're just not a mushroom that you consume, and I really want to grow mushrooms again. This came in that subscription, so I was like, why not? So not much of a yield on these, but I will definitely research a tea. That's how they recommend to go ahead and use that. And again, it's the Reishi. So that kind of concludes the Get Shroomed Part 2. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to go ahead and rewrap this and stick it back into the Martha 10 for the next haul. So what's left in there is I've got some blue oysters, I've got some chestnuts coming up, and I'm trying to think what else is in there. There's one more brick. It might be another shiitake. So yeah, so we've got some more coming up in the next week or two. So stay tuned. We'll see you in the next video.